welcome to the Missing Gear. I'm Dylan.
I'm Matt, and our predictions were wrong.
Pretty much.
Not that much far off, but we were
less wrong.
You were less wrong. I had 3 points because I had Joe Gibbs Racing driver win the race, and Denny won, obviously. So I got 3 points. Dylan,
Hey, but Bush had a good day too, and you picked Bush.
I did. He did. I don't remember where he finished, like 7th or something. Yeah. But he didn't. He did all right. He did all right.
Yep.
And you had.
I had Martin Truex Jr. I had Gibbs, and I had Toyota.
You have a Toyota, so
I was almost right. I just picked the wrong winner.
Correct. You did get an extra point though, because I picked a Ford. Mm-hmm. I figured I'd broaden my horizons of who would win. Because I
said Denny was like great.
Yeah, I'm more upset because we had a decent conversation about how Denny Hamlin was really great at that track, and neither of us picked him. And
how since basically he broke his back, he's been the best Homestead driver.
Correct. He even won the iRacing event.
Oh,
when they did the first iRacing event.
Yes, he did.
Dale Jr. out of the way. So he now has 2 wins at Homestead this season. One of them not counting whatsoever.
Yeah.
But still fun to watch.
Oh,
Gave me something to watch. But he came back and won again, which
now he's got the most wins too.
Correct. I can't say I'm that surprised about that he won, but still kind of surprised about.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. He wasn't my pick, but again, Joe Gibbs Racing does run really well there.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, speaking of running well, RCR had a great night.
Yes, they did. Tyler Reddick, very impressive.
Very impressive. He had a great run, and I can't say I'm that surprised after thinking about it with his two Xfinity championships coming from that track and his style of racing. It really suited him.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see on the last lap, Tyler Reddick crossed the finish line to take the white flag, and he's sitting there congratulating his guys, like, "Oh, guys, great run, solid pit stops, 4th place, whatever." And then his crew chief is just like, "Go, dude, it's the last lap. What are you doing?" I watched that, and I'm like, "Oh, my God, that's hilarious." Yeah. And then he literally made it around turns 1 and 2, and his spotter and his crew chief were like, "Go, it's the last lap. Keep going." And it was just awkward silence until the end, and then they're like, "Now you're done.
Now you're good.
Now it's over." You know,
top 5. You finished better than Amarola.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
By the way, Amarola took some heat last week. Called him wet bread. And the guy went out and got a top 5.
He did. They didn't talk about him at all that race.
No, they did. Well, they did a little bit early on when they said that he had speed, but I just kind of went,
he'll fade away, right? Yeah, he's there, but
he's
not
Amarola.
there. Yeah, he's not. I mean, yeah, he's there, but the only one in that Stewart-Haas team that can finish a race is Kevin Harvick. That can win a race, because Clint Boyer just somehow finds a way to choke. Yeah. He just can't finish a race.
He's starting up a new streak. He's going to try to be more impressive than the last time he went like 100-plus races.
Yeah, and then he won at Martinsville. Yeah, I remember that. But another... back to the RCR running well was Austin Dillon. He also had a top 10 finish.
Top 10.
8th maybe. I don't remember exactly.
Yes, he did 7th.
7th. Yeah, it was top. Yeah. And he, at this point, I'm more impressed with Tyler Reddick doing 4th than I am Austin Dillon doing 7th. But if it was last year, I'd be like, wow, Austin Dillon ran 7th, because RCR is just. They've not had, honestly, they haven't had speed since Austin Dillon came in. It might be a little rude to say, but he's not, in my opinion, been that great of a driver.
When Harvick left, I'd say that they really took a nosedive for a while.
Oh, that 100%.
Yeah.
100% when he went to Stewart-Haas. No doubt. But going back to that, even with Ryan Newman being there, Ryan Newman, the first year that Chase started, or I'm sorry, the playoff grid started, I should say. He finished 2nd behind Kevin Harvick, 2014.
Yep.
And after that, I haven't seen anything from him.
They didn't even win a race that year with Newman.
No,
Remember, that would have been his first win if he would have won Homestead that year.
Yes, and then they were all talking about going into it. Can you win the championship without a win? And I'm like, I don't know. Could be.
Win that one race.
Yeah.
But also, maybe he could have been Crafton that year.
You're right.
Crafton, no wins.
You're right. That was last year, wasn't it?
More championships than wins in a season.
Yep, that was last year, right? He didn't win a race all year, and then he won a championship.
Yeah, he almost did it in the 2000s a couple of times.
Yeah, Matt Crafton, what a guy.
Yeah,
what a guy.
Because Kyle Busch existed.
True. And the truck race, Kyle Busch won that.
Yeah,
Can't say I'm
had
surprised.
to miss that one, but yeah.
I watched it. Not
I would have put my money
too
on it.
shocked. He failed. His team failed pre-race inspection. He had to do a passive penalty. What saved him was the competition caution, and the cautions that came out, so then he could get back up. Fought his way up to the field. I think he had another problem on pit road. Came back, fought his way through the field again, and there you go, won the race.
I feel like they almost do that on purpose.
They have to because if Kyle Busch leads the whole race, it's like truck race, Kyle Busch lead. I might as well just turn it off because he's gonna win.
It's like Michael Jordan. I think it was LeBradford Smith one time.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s. I don't forget what year. He had a bad game against a guy named LeBradford Smith.
LeBradford.
LeBradford.
I don't know why I find that so funny, but LeBradford.
He didn't even really play that bad of a game, but he made up in his own head this thing where, like, he said, "Good game, Mike," to Mike. So then he blew up for, like, 50 points the next time they faced him.
LeBradford.
That poor son of a bitch. But, yeah, it was just a completely made-up story. I don't know. Kyle Busch just trying to find little ways to motivate himself in the truck series.
That could be it.
Maybe.
I mean, the last few truck races, he did a problem early, and I'm like, I'm not counting him out. He's going to somehow come back and win this thing, and yeah, he does. It's just the way Kyle Busch does trucks.
I feel like if you were to add up all his starts and then all of his wins, he has like a 30% win rate in the truck series.
In the truck?
He's unstoppable.
I'm sure that's the case.
Ooh, can do a little math.
We're gonna look it up right now because I'm interested to see how many he actually starts to wins he has. Because I know, like, going into like the 2018 season for Jimmy, his win ratio was like through the roof. Yeah. Oh, it's at least
and I mean he's great in Xfinity, and he's got like 97 wins. I think the last time I looked.
37.5% win percentage in the truck.
And with him just kind of picking the races, because he can only race 5 a year now. It's probably just going to keep going up.
Oh yeah,
unless like Chase Elliott runs every truck race.
Well, he ran the last two and he didn't win. He just won the bounty, which I'm glad he did.
With the bounty.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, and I'm glad he did. How many? Oh, he has a pretty good win percentage in the.
Only Casey Kane's better with win percentage, but he only has like 7 starts.
That's true.
6 wins and 1 second place finish.
That's true. He has 27% in the Xfinity series, which is don't get me wrong, that's still pretty good. But then when you get to Cup, not nearly as good.
Yeah,
you're talking.
But hey, competition way better.
Oh, but way better.
Still impressive.
10%.
Still impressive.
10%.
We're
still
talking
good.
and he's only like 35, 36, something like that.
35.
Oh my God, I'm nailing it today. But anyway, he'll probably finish with at least 70 wins. That's just
in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe so. I believe that. I think he'd probably get to 75 or 80.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
For sure.
Jimmy level wins, but I don't think he has Jimmy level championships.
I don't think he'll get there in
championships.
championships.
But who knows? I mean, let's say that he can run till he's 50 competitively.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of a stretch because
he'd have to win one every 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Could happen. Jimmy won 5 in a row. I don't think that'll ever happen again.
No.
There's no way that'll ever happen again.
Not with the playoff grid, the way that it's set up now.
No, there's no way. Speaking of still on the Homestead race, Joey Logano's comments about Chase Elliott at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Elliott leading the race. There's about 30 to go. Come up on Joey Logano. Joey Logano kind of blocks him. Denny gets by him, and
the rest is history.
And Denny Hamlin goes on and wins the race. And Denny Hamlin didn't pull away either. It wasn't like Denny Hamlin went and just had a dominant car. He was like 4/10 back, half a second back. The rest of the race, he did
have an extremely good car though. He won stage 1. he found a way to win stage 2, but I believe that it was Ryan Blaney and Elliott kind of fighting stage 2, but still he got all the playoff points.
He did. But the Joey Logano was still upset about the Bristol race.
Mm-hmm.
Just having him basically Chase costing him a win.
Yeah.
But we've all been there. It happens. Chase got 2 wins taken away from him. 3 now, I could even say, in the last how many races.
Yeah.
Between Homestead, you could say, you can make an argument. Darlington, you can make an argument. And the Coke 600, literally, he was 2 laps away.
Yeah.
And his teammate didn't help him out.
Yeah.
Flat tire and spun him in.
That one hurt when I was watching.
That one probably hurt the most.
That one hurt.
Yeah. And it's not even... I mean, Joey Logano kind of blocked him, but I can understand where Joey's coming from. That's how you race me. I'm going to race you the same way.
Joey was up there, and Joey was even leading some laps stage 1, if I'm getting that right. And I think it was Quinn Houff. He got into it on...
That's how you say Quinn Houff, and I'm just laugh. Quinn Houff. It sounds kind of like
sounds like a real
Hugh Hefner.
Species of
it's like
bird.
a different. It's like the son of Hugh Hefner. Quinn Houff. He seems like he's that kind of guy. Like I'm that guy.
I feel
I'm
like
the playboy guy.
If Hugh Hefner donated a lot of money to World Wildlife Foundation, they would name a type of bird the Quinn Houff.
I could see that. I could totally see that. This you're on a tour. This is the Quinn Houff bird.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio is like a spider named after him. Why can't there be a bird called the Quinn Houff?
That's just the way. Yeah. Anyway, that's just how his name sounds like. Quinn Houff. He's a bird.
First time I heard it a couple of races ago, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
He's an interesting looking dude.
I mean, it's
not to bash him that much, but
it's not Dick Trickle, but like it's something. Quinn Houff. But anyway, yeah, he was like winning. He was leading some laps. He got into it on pit road, and that kind of ended his day. But he's also running. He's a contender
with Starcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
not.
Well, that's Quinn Houff.
Not Quinn Houff with Starcom, but.
Oh.
Logano's.
Logano. Oh, I definitely heard you wrong.
I'm like, Quinn Houff's got a little ways to go.
I mean, I don't really know if I'd consider them a contender.
Not yet.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have a charter with RCR.
And even if they don't, aren't only like 2 non-charter teams like going around right now?
I can't keep up with the charters. There's a lot of them. Because I know Quinn Houff or the Starcom Racing is chartered with RCR. But and I think Spire Motorsports is chartered. I want to say with Chip Ganassi, but I could be wrong on that. Because I know, and if not, they do have a little partnership there because they've helped each other out a few times.
Yeah.
Again, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, Joey Logano.
Yeah.
Leading laps in the beginning, and Quinn Houff. Just kind of blocked him, same deal. Yeah.
You know,
also, again, it's racing.
You know, it was a little ironic because, like, that helped Denny.
It did.
It did.
And you can't forget how many years ago the Denny and Joey Logano feud. Well, and then you throw Chase Elliott in there. Now Chase and Logano have a little beef going on. But don't forget when, Denny and obviously when Denny and Logano had beef. And in 2016 when Denny and Chase had beef in that Martinsville race. And Denny just spun him out.
Yeah.
It's the trifecta. But anyway, Xfinity race, two races. Harrison Burton won the first race. Yep. He's been way better than I thought this year, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
I haven't been focusing a lot on the Xfinity, but I went and I saw a little bit of the race, and then I went and I looked him up, and he's been in the top 10 every single race he's been in.
He's been killing
it.
Great. And I think a lot of that, not to discourage him as a driver, I think he's a great driver, but I think a lot of that is also the Joe Gibbs 20 team.
Oh, yeah.
Has been stellar. With Christopher Bell there the last 2 years, just a fantastic team.
Christopher Bell probably should have won the championship last year, if not for that race being at Homestead. And Tyler Reddick is amazing at Homestead.
Oh, yeah.
We found out that completely translated to the Cup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's his comfort zone. Mm-hmm. He's the new Kyle Larson because Kyle Larson would always run the top. And honestly,
let's just hope he does an iRace.
Yeah, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Kyle Larson. That was his. If he was still racing, I know what happened. Obviously, if he was still racing, I'll get the different Kyle Larson story in a second. If he was racing in that race, he would have won. Hands down. Larson? Because
your different Kyle Larson story. He's been unbeatable.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I think he's like 7 races in 11 days
right now. Oh my god! I see the news pop up on my feed, and I'm like, from like 16th to 1st, and I'm like, and I watched part of the highlights. I'm like, there's like 10 laps left. Holy crumps! He's just smoking them.
I think there was like a 15-lap race, and he started from like the end of the field, and he ended up winning it.
Yeah, and I'm just like.
Is he 8 for 8 now? Because I know that he
is something like that. He's won a lot of races. I can't keep up.
7 races in 11 days.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, 7 in 11 days. They kicked him out at the right time.
If anything good came from that for Kyle Larson is that. But I mean, he's just that. Just shows you how good of a driver he is.
Yep.
In my opinion. So Harrison Burton won the first Xfinity race. Dale Jr. ran that race. A little bit of a late announcement coming into the week. Again, number 8 Hellman's, not too surprised by that.
He was in it, right?
He raced in it. Yep.
Well, he was in it at the end, right?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. And there's talks after the race and on Sunday if that's going to be his last race or what his future holds. And right now he's kind of on the
leaning towards
that could be my last one. I don't know. Does it benefit the team? Because Daniel Hemrick runs a lot of races in that 8 car. I don't think all of them. It's like 20 maybe. I know he doesn't run all of them, but he runs a lot of them. But I wish that Junior Motorsports would take Michael Annett out and put in Daniel Hemrick in the 1 car. And you can leave the 8 car as a floater, but I just don't think Michael Annett has done anything really, in my opinion, since winning Daytona last year in 2019.
But also, he's got Pilot J, and Pilot J has been with him forever. He brings sponsorship.
That's true.
That's how Paul Menard can last so long.
That's why he did. That's why he did. Was Menards. But I think still Junior Motorsports is, in terms of big teams in Xfinity, it's Junior Motorsports, JGR, and in my opinion, I think
Penske in the 22.
Penske, yep, in the 22. And I think the RCR with the 21 the last few years has been pretty good. When they had Matt Tiff in there for a few races, or that'd be 2018, and when obviously Tyler Reddick was in there last year was great, and then they have Schneider in there now. Yep. That's been a good program for them. I think that's where RCR kind of could finally say, hey, we're trending in the right direction. Because they were Cup was not heading in the right direction for a while, and I think now they're starting to kind of turn around. And I think Chevy has been
lean couple of years.
Yeah, and even Chevy between 2018 and 19 hasn't been good with that body style and the car, and now with them switching it just a little bit, making those adjustments and everything, they've been all the Chevys have been faster.
Yep.
Even JTG has shown a lot of speed. RCR has shown more speed. Hendrick finally is back to top 10 cars after forever, I swear.
Elliott should have more wins than he has.
I think so.
Bowman has a win.
I think Jimmy should have a win.
Getting there.
I think he should have a win.
If he would have been better on a restart in the Coke 600, maybe he could have won that.
He would have been disqualified anyway. You're right. He would have been DQ'd anyway. Yeah. I don't want to think about that, all right? I don't want to think about that. But he's not been good at restarts this year. You're right. And I almost forgot, Chase Briscoe in the Xfinity Series with Strahaus has been doing very well. I'm not saying...
Did he win the second race?
He won the second race. Yeah. He did. He's won a few races this year now. I'm not saying he is going to go to Cup and be the next guy. I don't think for a while, unless Clint Boyer or Eric Almirola goes anywhere, because I think they're going to give Cole Custer a legit chance.
I think they should.
I think
was the best Xfinity driver of the big three.
I disagree with you on that. I think last year, Bell? Out of the big three, I still think
Bell's close second to me.
I think Tyler Reddick was the best.
I think Tyler Reddick was just the best at Homestead.
No. I think he had a little bit underperforming equipment. I'm not saying RCR is awful, but I'm saying I think that he had a little bit underperforming equipment. I mean, just taking out Christopher Bell and Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton's already won how many races in that 20 car? I think it just shows how much speed that 20 car has.
The more that I'm thinking about it, one had Gibbs.
Not to take that much away from Christopher Bell, I still think he's a great driver.
Mm-hmm.
Great driver, great dirt driver, everything. But I think with the equipment that Tyler Reddick had, he performed up to, if not over, the expectations of that team.
You're kind of talking me into it.
In my opinion.
I kind of feel dumb about the last minute and a half now. You're kind of talking me.
In my opinion. But that's what I gotta say. I think he's the better. And I want to say he's leading the rookie standings right now. I know I could be wrong. Not Cole Custer. Christopher Bell has had some good races in the last few weeks.
Wait, Tyler Reddick's leading that?
Yeah, I want to say so.
Tyler Reddick is.
I think he's like 17th or 18th.
He's the first person out of that.
Is he? Okay. Yeah. I'm like, he's close.
Yeah.
If to being.
And he's had some great last couple of races. So.
He has. So now switching gears a little bit.
Switching gears.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bristol hosting the All-Star race.
Can't wait.
Could not be more excited about this change.
That's going to be awesome.
I know, the pandemic is really bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm sad about it. But I've seen a lot of great things come out of the sport from this pandemic. Bristol is now hosting the All-Star race, which is...
They're going to have 30,000 fans in attendance, which is
that
awesome.
Too. Could not be happier about that. I'm happy they're switching it up. There's a lot of changes that have come out of this that I'm happy about, and I hope that they can implement into the next year's schedule. But don't get me on the schedule yet. I gotta watch. We'll get there eventually, but I don't want to get into it yet. But another thing that came out of that announcement, and a little while later, was that they're moving the number back on the car. And I saw a picture that NASCAR on Fox tweeted.
Right in front of the back wheel.
And it's right in the back by the wheel, not past it, but they basically took it and moved it back probably, a foot or two for more sponsorship location. And I'm okay with this if they do it right. And let me explain a little bit. If they shrink the number, I think it takes away from the identity of the car.
I don't want them to shrink the number, but if they just do that, move it back and try it like that and put more sponsorship on there, I am all for that.
I can agree.
Cool. It looks cool. I'm fine with it for like a few races a year.
I think, I think that if they do it, they got to do one or the other. They can't do both. It has to be one spot, because if somebody who watches every now and then says, "Ooh, the race is on. Let's see how Chase Elliott's doing, or let's see how Ryan Blaney's doing." They don't think, "Oh, Ryan Blaney this week has a one-off with Advanced Auto Parts, so I got to look for that car." He thinks Ryan Blaney's driving the 12. Where's the 12? So you go and you watch the race and you automatically just look for where's the 12. And if they move the location of the number, it takes away from the identity of the car.
Could they maybe just do it for like the non-points races, like the Busch Clash and
an All-Star race?
All-Star race?
I feel like it's one or the other. They got to pick one or the other. And I think I'm okay with them moving it back, again, as long as they don't shrink the number. Because the smaller it is, you're just taking away from the car. Because sponsorship changes every week.
I don't want them to shrink the number.
No. And they should leave it exactly the same. But if they make more of that space for the advertisement, or sponsors, I could agree with it, because I feel like it gives the owners a little bit more bargaining power. I don't even want to say bargaining power. I want to say points, arguments, whatever, for, hey, come sponsor our team. We're going to get your brand out there as much as possible. We just moved the number back. Now you can put it right on the side panel on both sides of the car, right under the driver. You'll get way more exposure. And for a lot of people, they're thinking, oh, more exposure? Yeah. Then, yeah, I will pay this much more money instead of we're going to put it right on the hood, your driver, hats, everything will mean, I think it's still...
On TV, you see the hood and you see the side.
And you see the side. You're right. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just that little bit extra of, hey, you're going to see... Your brand's going to be out there more.
Is Ryan Blaney going to have 3 sponsors? 3 different ones? Menards, Jack Links?
Who knows? You can put as many sponsors as you want on those damn things, as long as you're getting funding. But I think it's
Throw
it's
the fig
good.
Newtons on the...
But, can you even see through that thing? No, but it's worth it.
I do love me some fig Newtons.
I do love me some fig... I love... you don't get me started about that. I wake up in the morning, piss excellence. God, and never gets old. I can't not think about how great that movie is. I want you to know, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party. In the tuxedo t-shirt. Oh man, that's funny.
We gotta, in the off season, we have to do a whole review of that movie.
We just gotta sit down live. We gotta sit down live and watch.
Oh, a commentary?
And commentate the whole thing. I think that'd
basic
be hilarious.
Cable commentary. I like it.
Something like that I think would be hilarious.
Right.
Don't forget. All right, Bristol race. I'm excited about that. Hopefully that'll be as good as they hype it up to be. I think it will. Bristol's always been a good race. Other news from this week. Hall of Fame class got announced.
It did. Read it off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Red Farmer, he got elected from the Pioneer ballot. He's a 3-time late model sportsman champion. I believe that he was part of the Alabama gang.
Yep.
As well. So is Mike Steifkin?
Stifkin, yeah.
Stifkin, yep.
I believe that's right. I could be wrong. I probably botch it.
He's a 7-time modified
tour
champion. 74 wins, and he was ranked number 2 in NASCAR's modified all-time drivers. They had a 2003 all-time list.
Yep.
And he's ranked number 2. But the big one.
We all know it. We all know it. Dale Jr. Dale Jr.
Yep.
So, do you think Jr. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Now, I want to get your take.
You want to get my take? I think absolutely. I think he should have been.
Absolutely to first ballot, because I think that we can both agree that he does belong.
In Hall of Fame, or that he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Well, that he's clearly a Hall of Famer.
Oh.
But should he be a first ballot?
I think absolutely.
I'm going to read through his resume.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my argument first.
All right.
Think of what Junior has done for the sport. All right. Did he win?
He's unquestionably the most popular
Did
driver
he
of our
win
lifetime.
7 championships? No. Like his dad. No. Did he get hundreds or even more than 30 wins? No. Was he the one that would dominate on Sunday and then, sell on Monday, as they say? No. But was he dominant off the track in other ways?
He dominated the conversation for years, even when he struggled.
Absolutely he did. He brought more exposure to this sport, in my opinion, than any other driver in the last 2 decades. Between being the son of Dale Earnhardt, obviously one of the best drivers ever to drive.
Mm-hmm. Top 5. The pinnacle.
Top 3.
The pinnacle. I'll get to that.
Absolutely.
I'll get to that.
But
I got some stuff.
I think he absolutely should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
All right,
he had so much. He did so much for the sport. And if you say NASCAR, most people, no matter what age, they think Dale Jr.
Yeah.
That's
Our
who
buddy
they think.
Kyle, Dale Jr.
Dale Jr. fan.
Dale Jr.
Absolutely. You think Dale Jr. How many more? I would like to see the stats, and I wish I had them in front of me.
Right.
Of how many more? No, hear me out. How many more views Dale Jr. brings into an Xfinity race the last 3 years? Because I think he is bringing in views. And I will say, for the NBC broadcasting team, it was one of the best additions they made. Just like I think Jeff Gordon going into the booth was one of the best things Fox did. Because I love what they got to say. They both have very good points. But I absolutely think he should have been first ballot Hall of Famer.
All right, I'm going to read through.
Wait, I want to hear your opinion. Yeah.
The career highlights, what gets brought up. But then,
in terms of racing, I know it's not going to be a lot.
accumulated a.
He has, but I mean, he's not.
Amount.
Oh, I won 8 championships or anything.
So he's got 26 career Cup victories and
631
631 starts over 19 years.
Yep.
His best standings finish was third in 2003. He has 260 top 10 finishes and 400. Oh my God, no, he'd be the greatest all time. He had that.
You say 400 what?
He's got 149 top fives.
Okay, 149 top nines. Okay.
Yeah. He's a two-time Xfinity Series champion.
Yeah.
In 1998 and 1999, he has 142 starts over 24 years and 24 victories in that series.
Yep.
94 top 10s, 70 top 5s.
How many starts again in the Xfinity?
142. A lot less than I thought, but
that's pretty good.
He's got
Xfinity resume. Pretty good Xfinity resume.
He's got
but
pretty good percentage-wise.
Yep.
He's two-time Daytona 500 winner, 2004 and 2014. 15-time most popular driver. He's a 5-time Xfinity champion owner. That's big.
Yep.
He won the All-Star race in 2000. It was then called the Winston.
Yeah.
And he has 10 wins at Daytona and Talladega behind. And he's the only driver ever to win 4 straight races at Talladega, which is
unbelievably
the hardest thing
absolutely
I could ever imagine.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you on that.
Now, I'm what you'd call a little bit of a Dale Jr. hater. I like to call myself a realist.
Okay.
Can I give you...
Give me your reasons why.
Okay, I'm just going to give you some reasons. He never won the Brickyard 400, the Coca-Cola 600, or the Southern 500.
Yes, he's won the 500 twice. And that's it. Out of the premier races, he won the 500 twice.
The Daytona 500 twice.
14
and he won, I think it was like 3 Talladega 500s. I don't remember that.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Statistics for Talladega 500, but he's won at 2 of probably the 5 kind of, I call them the crown jewels.
Well, the 4 crown jewels of the sport.
I throw the Brickyard in there.
Well, the Brickyard's one of the 4.
Brickyard, Talladega,
Charlotte. No, not Talladega. Talladega is not one of the crown jewels. The 4 crown jewels. Yeah, it's fair.
I'm going to call it the missing gear big 5.
The missing gear big 5, fine. But the 4 are the 500, the Daytona 500, the Southern 500, the Brickyard 400, and the Coke 600. Those are the big 4. Those are what you call the crown jewels of the sport.
Okay.
Now, I think the Brickyard 400, it shouldn't be, because I think it dropped off the map the last how many years. Yeah. But they counted crown jewel, so Indianapolis is still a big race.
Won that in 17, so.
Yeah, that was the last race he won, because then he was out in 18.
Went out with a bang.
Well, he went out with concussions and other health issues in 2018. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Point being.
He also never finished better than 3rd in a season, and that was 2003.
Yeah.
And basically, he has 26 career victories. He has 13. He has half of those victories in 3 seasons. 2004, he won 6 races. And then he had a little bit of I call it the junior science in 2014 and 15.
Can you explain how you came up with the name Junior Science?
Well, I was thinking Renaissance.
Okay.
And
you just thought I'd throw Junior in there.
And I'm like, no one's ever put that together. The Junior Science.
The Junior Science.
Yep, where he won like 4 races, and that was his best season that he ever had in the 88. And then
that would have been the 8, right?
Next year.
That would have been the 8?
Nope.
What year was that?
So it was 2014 and 15.
Oh, then yes, he would have been in the 8.
That was the Junior
Science. That was the Junior Science.
Yep.
Okay.
2004, that was when he was in the 8.
That was when he was in the 8, yeah.
6 races. And overall, when you look at it, he had 8 winless seasons.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now, hold on. I know it's bad, okay? But I'm going to defend it. I know it's bad. But did Dale Jr. bring more fans to the race? Yes.
I know that.
That and the exposure to the sport, I think, is enough.
Absolutely be a Hall of Famer.
I think that's enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. For what he's done, he's still so involved in the sport now that with podcasts and commentating and his influence on the track with Junior Motorsports and everything else, he absolutely should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think I 100% stand by that comment.
What puts him apart from, because I feel like he is Greg Biffle, literally, like without.
Right, but did Greg Biffle
10
bring
restrictor plate wins? The current leader. Fuck it, I'm getting rid of the trivia. I think it was a trivia question that I had, but the current leader in Talladega victories,
Brad K.
Brad K with 5.
Yeah,
and I don't think Brad K's ever won at Daytona either. So imagine he's double.
I don't
what
think
Brad
he has,
K
but
is.
yeah,
he's double what Keselowski is.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal restrictor plate racer. He's probably the best one of the 21st century.
I could agree with that. I could fully agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think he should be. You compare him to Greg Biffle. One, who the fucking hell remembers Greg Biffle half the time?
I love Greg Biffle.
The Biff is hilarious.
Denny Hamlin this week entered the Biffle zone. 3 victories at Homestead. That's
right. The Biffle zone.
That's the Biffle zone.
The shocker of last week was Greg Biffle won at Homestead 3 times. Couldn't believe that. Still kind of can't believe that. But I just don't. Dale Jr. he's the man in terms of NASCAR right now. I still think he is the most popular driver still. He's not even freaking racing, and he's the most popular driver.
He is one of the most popular figures.
If he was still racing, he could race. I don't know what it. I'm gonna backtrack. I don't know what it takes to be involved in the most popular driver award. I think you have to run a full season. But my point is, if he...
No, you don't, because he even won that year where he only raced 18 races.
Okay, because I was thinking, even if you race... Say he ran one cup race, and that qualifies him, he will win.
That is true.
He could run one race. Say he runs the 500 next year, and if it takes one race to qualify him, he will win the most popular driver award, being a retired driver. That's just how popular he is. Mm-hmm. Especially now being in the NBC booth. And what he still does in terms of everything else.
He's the only NASCAR driver that's ever hopped on Joe Rogan.
You're right.
But anyway, so like I have 5 different tiers of like Hall of Famer in my mind.
Okay, what are the tiers include?
I'm going to give you the tiers. The tier 5, all-time legend. We're talking...
Oh, you're talking your Jimmy Johnson,
Sr.,
Dale
Jimmy
Earnhardt,
Johnson,
Richard Petty,
and that's basically it.
Those have to be your big 3. There's no chance.
Yep. Tier 4, Jeff Gordon is basically the definition of
Jeff Gordon.
Tier 4.
I'd say Kyle Busch. I'll throw him in there.
I do have Kyle Busch. I got my
Cale
list
Yarborough.
Yep.
Alan Kawicki, I think, should be in part of that. Yep. If not, he's for sure
really
second
have
tier.
The resume. I would call him the 3rd tier.
You would?
I would call him the 3rd tier.
Qualifies? What's your 3rd tier?
So the 3rd tier, I call that Harvick, even though I think Harvick
I think could get one more championship.
One more championship, and so. I'm ready to move him up with Kyle Busch and Jeff Gordon. He also I think he won Xfinity or Busch Championship back in the day.
He easily could have. I don't remember exactly who all won.
That's why I put Kyle Busch, even though I wouldn't say that his Cup resume is necessarily where Jeff Gordon's is. He's so dominant in the truck and the Xfinity, and there's still so much time.
He'll get there.
And he's a 2-time champion. Tier 2.
I don't think Kyle Busch... I think Kyle Busch will be thrown in with the GOAT discussions, but I don't think anybody could ever put him in there. Because I think it's still... If you're talking GOAT, you're talking Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, and Jimmy Johnson. Those are your 3.
I think in order for him...
He'd have to get 4 more championships. Or
I feel like his
at least 3.
Is always going to be what Jimmy Johnson has, and I don't think he's ever going to get the amount of championships.
No, I think he could easily get to the wins.
I think he needs to surpass him in Cup wins.
To have an argument. I agree.
Think that the Xfinity and the truck he could win till the end of time. I don't think that matters.
Right, because Jimmy...
For him to pass.
Right, because Jimmy also never runs the truck or the Xfinity. Mm-hmm. So you don't have that argument against Jimmy. Because if Jimmy ran it every week and Kyle won, then yeah, you could easily make the argument of Kyle Busch is better than
championships in the most important series.
Yes, and he didn't. He barely ran the other 2 series. So that's what I mean. If Jimmy ran the lower tiers and Kyle Busch kept beating him every week, I think you could easily make the argument that hey, Kyle Busch might be a better racer. But since Jimmy doesn't and hasn't. Like, I think his last Xfinity race was like 2013 in Phoenix.
Yeah. I think he only has one career victory anyway.
He does, I believe so.
The shocking thing about Jimmy was when Jimmy was full-time in the Xfinity, back when it was like the Busch, he wasn't that great.
No, he wasn't. You're right, he wasn't.
He almost... What if Alex Bowman just became Jimmy Johnson from here on out? That's what Jimmy was.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't want to think Alex Bowman's that good.
I don't think he's either. But point in case being, since Jimmy hasn't run that, you can't make that case. If you're Kyle Busch fans, you can't make that case against Jimmy Johnson because you can't, because he doesn't run it. You have nothing to compare it to. Because, again, if Jimmy ran those races and Kyle beat him, then you could easily say that he's better. But Jimmy Johnson has more wins right now and more championships in the top series, and that is what matters. That's where it's the most competition, hardest races, hardest racetracks, most endurance, whatever. That's where it matters.
So my tier 3, I already mentioned Harvick. I would put Mark Martin and Denny Hamlin in there. Kind of the greats without a championship. Also, I think Junior Johnson, did he eventually get a championship? Or
I don't
did
remember.
He finish without a championship?
I honestly don't remember.
But Junior Johnson, I know he went at least 40 wins.
Yeah.
Because Hamlin actually just tied Martin for career Cup victories.
Yeah.
So I think that's about, tier 3 is about as good as you can be in my mind. I came up with it today when I was preparing for the pod.
You did.
But I think that's as good as you can be without ever capturing a championship.
And you know what? Denny Hamlin could easily move up to that tier.
Exactly.
Tier 2 or tier 3, whatever you got. Because
Honestly,
think...
maybe just one championship, because I think he's going to end his career with at least 50 victories.
I think so.
Probably
and
a lot more.
I think he'll get...
I think he's
maybe
not
this year.
This
maybe not this year, but I am confident I think he'll still get a championship. Yeah.
He has been amazingly consistent. Basically, he broke his back, but every other year he's always been in the chase.
Yes, except 2018. He didn't win a race that year. That was the only year
Did he race his way in, though?
He was in the chase.
Yeah, he was in the chase.
He was in the chase,
which is
but
still
he didn't.
Something.
It is. He didn't win a race, though. But point being, he has been pretty consistent.
Tier 2, I have the Labonte brothers. Terry Labonte, 2 championships.
That'd be tier 1?
Tier 2.
Tier 2.
Tier 2. If you have a championship, you have to be tier 2.
Okay. All right, I got you. Then what's tier 1?
So I'm going to give a couple more examples for tier 2.
Okay.
So it can't just be the Labontes. I've got Brad K, because Brad's good, but I feel like he got in 2012. And he won 5.
I will say,
I think he
that
can
2012 race,
the third level.
That 2012 race at Homestead, Jimmy at one point was leading the point standings and could have won another championship if it wasn't for a parts failure.
Yeah.
He easily could have.
I remember that season. Yeah.
I don't know how. I watched it. I'm like, he came in 20 points back, and I'm like, Jimmy might somehow pull this damn thing off.
Maybe somebody from
I
Dodge.
have no idea. But yeah, Dodge was like, it's our last season. We need one.
This is all we have.
This is all we got right now, baby.
Yeah. And then Kurt Busch and Martin Truex Jr. I would consider another one, although Martin Truex Jr. is on the fast track to get out of that tier.
Oh,
up in the 3.
Yeah.
And then my tier 1, we brought him up already. But the Biff. The Biff. He's got the success in the trucks and the Xfinity and a solid Cup career.
I don't think he is Hall of Fame material.
I think he's got enough achievement to get there, my friend.
I don't think he's Hall of Fame material.
Well, hey, Ron Hornaday.
He hasn't even. Has he even been on the tier 1? Has he even been on the ballot recently?
Got in there for the Xfinity. Matt Crafton for his work in the truck, I feel like will get in. But Biff won a truck championship. He won an Xfinity championship. And I feel like he has enough wins combined in all 3 series and a good enough Cup career. Because if I'm not mistaken, Biff finished like 2nd in the Cup once. I think that's better than Junior ever got. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You're right. I'll give you that 100%.
I think that the Biff is in there. I did write Casey Kane down, but that's just me.
I know you like Casey Kane. I know you like Casey Kane. He did. He got 2nd in 2005, it looks like, with Roush.
Yeah.
And third with Roush again in 2008.
Yeah, he was a good driver. That
was when Roush... Well, that was when Roush was actually a good team. Because they had 4 solid race cars every week brought to that track.
They were almost too good. Because you remember Jamie McMurray early on?
Yes.
Was pretty great.
He was.
And then I think that they squashed him at 4 and they had to lose.
They at one point did try a 5th driver. And it was a complete fail. Awful. They did at one point, I don't remember what year exactly it was, but they at one point tried 5 drivers, and it did not work at all. But now they're at 2, and...
Not doing great.
They're not great, but they're at least somewhat in the conversation.
Yeah, hopefully Newman can perform for him.
I would like to see Newman win one race before he retires. One more race. Because I know he's getting there.
The weird thing about Newman, too, was Newman, like, early on in his career, when he was in the number 12, I think he won, like, 6 races in a season. He won...
Fun fact.
He would crash a lot, and then he'd win a lot.
Fun fact. I have a fun fact for you. In the 2001 season, 2002 season, when Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman both came into the sport, Ryan Newman won the Rookie of the Year award, and not Jimmy Johnson.
That's a great one. That would have been great trivia. I wish I wouldn't have.
I would have known that. I do know that. That's why I was like, I would have got that one. Because which is super interesting to find out, because you now look at their careers and you're like, well, obviously we know who the better driver is, but pretty obvious at this point.
That one
but
got solved.
Yeah. But point being that Newman, I think, again, should have one more win this.
I'm hoping for it.
I hope so. Okay.
Well,
Talladega preview.
Yep. Do we want to do some Dale Jr. trivia first?
Oh yeah, let's do some trivia. If you got them, let's do them.
We're gonna make
the missing gear. The missing gear
round.
trivia. Hit me.
All right. What was the first track Dale Jr. ever won at in NASCAR?
Oh, buckets. I'm going with Daytona. No, I'm going to revert that. I know that's not right.
2 more.
Oh man, I really think I should know this, but I really don't know this.
All right, I'll give you the answer.
I don't know.
But tell me the number that he was in the Xfinity Series.
Oh, in the Xfinity Series. Yeah. Oh my God, I don't know.
Then the Busch, but it was Texas in '98.
That was for the Xfinity?
Yep.
Do you know what his first Cup win was? Because I don't remember that.
Oh my God, I feel like I saw it today.
I really don't remember.
Was it Daytona? I think it might have been Daytona.
That's why I thought we were talking about
the second Daytona race.
That's what I thought we were talking about. I thought we were talking about the Cup Series. I didn't realize we were talking about. Again, let me check.
All right. Well,
let me check. Let me look it up because I'm not. Yeah, what's the second round?
I'll give you the second one just because I actually let it slip out. During the 2014 through 15 seasons, the junior Sans, as I call it, how many wins did he have? That already kind of got answered.
Oh. Between what years? 14 and 15?
14 and 15.
Didn't you say it was like 10?
Nope,
6?
7.
7. Ah, God, I really don't know.
All right, name the year and total amount in which Junior won the most races in his career.
Didn't you say it was 2003?
4.
4, damn. And he had what, 7? 6?
He had 6, yeah.
6, yeah.
All right. Does he have more wins in the number 8 or the number 88?
8.
Yep. 17 wins in the number 8 and 9 wins in the 88.
Yep.
Did you find that answer yet?
It was Texas.
It was Texas.
In 2000. So it was a rookie year, it would have been, I believe. 2000.
All right. You want to get into some Talladega now?
Yes, Talladega. So, Martin Truex Jr. is on the pole. Random draw. Martin Truex Jr. I have no idea how this race is going to go. I'm going to be honest. I never know. I can never make any predictions because I'm never right.
Yep.
I think that it'll still be a good race. But what are your predictions? Manufacturer, team, driver. Who do you think is going to win?
My manufacturer, I'm going to go with Ford.
Ford.
Just because I know that the Penske's have out of all 3 drivers, they have 9 victories between them.
Yep.
Brad has 5. Joey has 3.
And Newman won last year. Last fall? Blaney was one. Sorry, not Newman. God, I was thinking of Ryan. I was thinking of Ryan, but not the right
the number
Ryan.
12 from the 2000s.
Yes, correct.
But, even Blaney has that victory.
Yep.
I'm going to go with...
Team?
Ford. And then for team, I'm going to go with Hendrick.
That's okay.
I'm going to go with Hendrick.
That's a good...
They got 4 cars. They're probably... owed by the NASCAR gods a win or two.
Yeah.
And for the driver, this is just
it's going to be a crapshoot.
It's
honestly.
Crapshoot. So I've been juggling this in my head. Jimmy, just because
that's who you're picking? You're picking Jimmy?
No.
That's not who you're picking? You're not picking Jimmy?
Matty D.
Is these who you think you could win?
These are the 3 guys that I'm picking from.
Oh, okay, but you haven't made a decision yet. Okay, Matty D, Jimmy.
Matty D, Jimmy. I really want Matty D to get one.
So I do too. I would love to see him win one.
And Bubba Wallace, just because
I would be
feel
totally
like
okay with
something
Bubba
has
too.
got to happen
Yes.
with Bubba. I feel like he's just too big, and he's not as bad as Danica is either. I feel like
he's already proved he's not. He's better than Danica.
He is
already proved it.
Yes. But like, I feel like the NASCAR gods are going to shine down and give Bubba one, but I just don't know if it's going to be this week. Don't write that down yet.
Who do you think? Who do you think's going to win? I need an answer.
Bubba.
All
Give
right.
me Bubba.
Bubba. That's your prediction. All right, here are mine. I'm going Chevy for manufacturer.
Trying to diversify that. That's what I did.
I think I'm going to try, but I'm going to go Penske for team. And driver, God, I have absolutely no idea. I don't. You know what? Bold prediction: William Byron is going to win his first race.
Ooh.
William Byron, that's who I'm picking.
I like it.
That's who I got.
So you got a Chevy heavy.
I got Penske in there. They got
no.
Fords. They got Fords. I'm just thinking. I'm weighing out my.
There's
only like 6 Toyotas in the race.
Yeah.
So I got to play my odds here.
Yeah.
There's more Chevys and Fords than Penske, so I'm just thinking, if half the field's wrecked, there'll still be more Chevys than Toyotas.
The only reason why I chose Hendrick over Penske was there's
one more driver. That's a good point. You're right. You got
the more
a
that
better
I'm looking
chance.
at this, the Penske drivers have 3.
Yeah, they know how to get it done.
3 of them have 9 wins. They're averaging 3 for each one of them.
They know how to get there. All right. Well, the race is.
I got one more bonus trivia.
One more.
This is a
Okay. All right.
centric.
Talladega. Yep.
Name the 2 current drivers that won their first career Cup race at Talladega.
Brad Keselowski's won.
Okay.
I'm confident in Brad Keselowski. And 2 drivers that won their first Cup race there, right?
Mm-hmm. Name the other.
Give me a second to think. That wasn't him. Just running through my list here. I'm gonna go with Denny Hamlin.
Nope.
Shit.
I'll give you one more guess.
One more guess. Okay. One more guess. Is it a driver that's currently racing?
Yes.
It is. Okay. Man. I don't think it was him. I think... Oh, man, I don't have a good guess.
Want me to give up?
No. I still need a guess. I am going to say... Shit, it's not him either. Fuck it, Kyle Busch.
Nope.
Damn it.
All right.
Who is it?
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Oh, I totally didn't even think of that guy.
Yeah.
God, you're right. Because then he won at Daytona the following July
Ricky
race.
Restrictor plate.
You're right. Ricky Wreck.
Ricky Wreck. Ricky Wreckhouse.
All right. Well, the race this week is at 2:00 Central. And we will talk again next week.
Yep. If you would like to reach us, you can email us at missinggearpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And I guess we'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one. See ya.
Bye.